Hello YouTubers. In this video, I'm going to be installing some puddle lights underneath the mirrors on the sides of the truck. The purpose of this is so that when I unlock the truck, I get better visibility of what's off to the side as I approach the truck. And for aesthetics, I like the way they look when you unlock the vehicle. I like how they light up when you put the vehicle in reverse on our BMW or the Audi we have. It's just a nice little feature, and I thought I would bring the truck up to the 2020s. So that's what's going to happen. I'll go over with you what I bought to install this. Not really to install, what I bought for this, and what tools we'll go through to install it. So let's jump right into it. What we're going to need for this is several things. This to get the speaker out, along with the 7mm, because you'll need to take the door apart and get the speaker out. This is a 3mm Allen key that's used for this, the lights. It comes with 2 screws, so you'll need the Allen wrench for that. This, because you'll drop shit all over the place. Like if you're like me, I've got to go fishing, so that's my fishing reel. Screwdriver, that's going to be used to fish the wire through the door loom and to break apart the mirror, which I'll show you. This to cut your wires so that you can splice into things, electrical tape. This to cut your wires or whatever else. This to do your measurements, because if you're like me, you're anal, you're going to want your stuff to be the same on each side. So I made sure everything is identical on the opposite side of one another. Extension, screwdriver, that's to get the unlock piece off your door when you go to unlock it, to take the door apart, or to take the little piece that pops up and down. You're trying to take that off. This to take the door apart, 10mm, get the door apart. The drill to drill your holes for your lights to mount and to pull your wire through. Then you'll need some wire. So those are the parts and pieces you'll need for the job. As for the lights, these are rock lights. These are what I bought on Amazon. They're all aluminum, front and back, top to bottom. I think they are 500 lumens each side, which will be plenty for a puddle light. So I use these rock lights. The description will be down below. But these things came with brackets to extend it down. So if you wanted some more, if you want to make it thicker, use a bracket. If you want to make it thinner, like me, I wanted it as close to the mirror as possible, hanging down. I want it thin. So all I used is this. So those are the parts and pieces. Thanks. So the first thing I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this because I've already done it, if you just want to trust me that this is how you do it. If not, hook up your power light that we're going to use to check for voltage. I took off the side panel here. You can find it anywhere you want, but I took it off here because this is a good ground. And that's this cover here, just pops off the side. So the next thing we're going to want to do is pull off this panel. This panel here sits right there. And it should be just like this orientation when you get to it. Just pop off the panel, and that's the block we want. Anyway, this is the panel we want. And what we're shooting for, just so you know, already tested this, is we're going to be in that gray connector at the top, and we're going to be in the top right position. I'll show you once I get closer. This is the gray connector, the top right there. What you see, this red wire and brown wire, that's to my amplifier that's hooked to the battery. That's controlling the sub in the back of the truck. Anyway, the gray wire, the gray connector there, we're going for the top right position, and that is this wire here. That's, I don't know what color. Depends on the light. Kind of looks like a purple, kind of looks like a black or dark gray. I don't know. But anyway, this is the position. So what I'm going to show you now is I put the truck in reverse. The lights are on. Lights are on. Truck is in reverse. And we're going to show you the power that it's lit. Okay, so you can see that the probe is in on that position, and it's lit up. So we got the reverse lights are on. My probe is on that position, and I'm getting ready to throw it into park. And the probe goes out, indicating that yes, I am on the right spot. So now that we know we're in the right spot, I'm not ready to hook up my wires just yet. The next biggest thing we need to do is take the panel off the door to get access to the mirror, and pulling this apart so that we can run our wire somehow or another through this chase. It's going to be a big old pain in the butt getting through that, but we'll have to figure it out somehow, some way. Dread that part. All right, so I'm not going to go with you, or I will try not to. I'm not going to time lapse this thing. I'm going to pull the door panel off. There are videos out there showing you how to take the door panel off. Bolt here, 2 bolts here, bolt here, and then pop the panel. Well, take that off, take that off. Anyway, their videos show you how to take the panel off. Pull the panel off so that we can expose what's behind here, because we're going to need to run the wire through that hole again, somehow, some way. Okay, the door panel is removed, sitting there, and I'm going to pull this out. We're going to pull the mirror out, and our wire is going to come right through the same, going to undo these for the mirror, and our wire is going through the same hole. So we're going to be able to at least get our power wire into here, into the mirror. Now we just got to get a mounting point on the mirror next. So let's, actually while the mirror is still attached, let's pull the cover panel off. That's this. Let's pull this off the mirror. We should be able to see what's underneath here is a mounting point, or here is a mounting point. One or the other. So let's pull this thing off. So I misspoke. I pulled the whole thing off. The top half does come apart from the bottom half with those with the chrome covers over the top half. Essentially I started from this point here, lifted up, and the rest of it just kind of walked itself off actually rather easily. So I don't see anything broken in there. Everything looks ready to go. So mounting points, based on what I'm seeing here, I think the mounting point's going to be on the inside of this tray. And let's take a look at it again. So if it, I think I'm going to bring it out as far as I can. Out to here somewhere. Out to here. Somewhere out in here. And the point of that is there's plenty of room. It doesn't have to be next to the body for any particular reason. And I talked about putting it here, but too much stuff's there. So you are better off putting it on the panel, screwing it to the panel, and putting the panel back on the truck. So I'm gonna keep working out where I want it and go ahead and drill my hole for the power wire to go through, and then the holes to attach it to the underside. So one thing I'm just now picking up on too is we want to miss this part. So we want to be further enough back because there's going to be 2 bolts that are going to screw that rock light to the inside of this panel. And I don't want to hit here. So I may want to be toward the middle of this thing. That'll give my bolts enough room to come through here and not hit this thing, and I don't have to drill through it. And there's plenty enough room there. So let me clean this all up and get my holes drilled. Okay, so I've not fully screwed it in yet. All I've done is drill the chase wire for the wire, and I think this will be a good spot for it. So to kind of give you an idea, that's how far back it is. So let's pull this off. Again, this is all I've done. Throw the wire out. Now I'm just going to fasten this thing up, and we should be good to go with mounting of the bulb. Okay, so the light is mounted right there. It's going to close just fine and attach when I'm ready, and that's what the inside looks like. Screws came with it, nothing major here. So the next thing I'm going to do is start running the wire. Now I'm not going to start chasing this wire through anything. This wire is going to stay right here. And the reason why is if I have a problem with the LED bulb, I don't want to have to take apart anything unnecessarily. Meaning if I run the wire through this and I run it through here, coming through here, I've got to undo all that then to get to the wire to pull out this thing if this goes bad. If I leave everything up here, I'll run the wire, my gray wire, I'll run the gray wire up through the door and into the mirror area. That'll make changing this out easy peasy down the road. Anyway, let me start running the wire through the hole, and then we'll get it out the door, which I dread. Okay, YouTubers, so here's the wire through the mirror. I had to undo the mirror, all 3 bolts, undo the mirror. It'll pull forward. And then what I did was I lifted this panel here, foam, right? I got my wire, because I started it from this end, right? So I pushed it down through this hole. It came right through the chase all by itself. No pulling, no picks to go up in there and get it. It came right through the hole. And I pulled it through the foam. So now I'm going to put this back together and let you know that one of the things I was going to let you know is I am not running a ground wire through the vehicle. I'm going to run the ground wire to this point as well, because the mirror is grounded to the door, which is the door is grounded to the chassis. So I am going to be grounding my wire on the other side of this, where it's screwed to the door from the inside. So I'll show you that in a minute. I know it might be confusing, but essentially push your wire that you're going to use through the hole. It'll come out automatically through there, pull it through the foam, pull it through the door, and then put your mirror back together. And again, we're not hooking anything up. We're just getting things ready to start hooking things up. So the wire's through the door, mirrors are mounted back up, and I ran one wire to the ground, and this one's going to be my positive wire that I'll tap into, splice into, and continue running through the door. Just Currently on this side, it looks like this. One side is negative, one side will be positive, and we will determine that when we hook this up. As you know, LED lights sometimes have polarity issues, so what could be red there may not be red. Just depends. So anyway, we will work through that part at the very, very end. The next thing is to get the wire through the door, the hard part. So the way to do this, I found, is to pop off this piece here on the door, this piece here on the body. I just took a rather long screwdriver. I'm taping my wire to the end of it, and I'm hoping to fish it carefully. Through the door. Hoping to, at least. Okay, so that got it through the door. Now we will put it in the hole, which gets it into the door. The speaker. Here's the wire. Let's put myself in the room. Okay, so here's my wire. It's going to connect to that wire, or one part of it is. And the other is going through the body. So, how this works, these panels here, they'll just click into place like that. All I did was take that same screwdriver I used to fish this through to click that panel there to unlock it. So that there clicks into the body. The other side clicked into the door. So now I'm gonna pull some wire through here, through that, and leave it staged on this side, and then pop that panel, that piece back into place. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Go over the PosiTap here. So there are two ends. One has an open end. That's going to be our gray wire to the mirror, to the lights on the mirror. This wire, this cap here, this end here, is to the blue wire that's up there that we're going to tap into, that when we put it in reverse, it's going to turn on the lights on the mirror. So when you unscrew this, one-handed here, sorry. When you unscrew it, you get a needle end. That needle end is going to pierce the blue wire. And as we screw it in, this here is going to go around the blue wire. See how it would fit over the blue wire? You're going to put that over the blue wire, then you're going to screw this end into it, and it's going to pierce the blue wire and tighten itself to it, and it ain't coming off. It's ingenious. This thing is one of the best things. That way you're not hacking in your wiring of your truck. This end here is the feeder wire to the lights, like I said. So we're going to strip the ends of the gray wire. We're going to strip the ends. We're going to feed them through the hole. And when you do that, I'll show you this end. It's just going to be like crushed in there. The wire's just going to makes contact with this, and as you tighten this, it's squeezing onto the wires, the metal part of the wires, and making it a solid contact. And it ain't coming off unless you unscrew it. So let me make the connections and I'll show you on the other side. I'm ready to make the connection on to the blue wire now that I got the light on. And I wanted to show you how to connect the PosiTap. So the PosiTap, again, description in below to the item. Get them on Amazon. So there's a head like this. We're going to attach it like that. Okay, whoops. Anyway, and then this piece here has a pin, and it will poke as it screws into that gray piece. Sorry for that. As it screws into the gray piece, it will pierce the blue wire. And then we will attach the gray wires that we use to get to the mirror. They're going to go in this end here. Sounds confusing. It is confusing, but I'll show you once it's done. It's not rocket science. It's unscrew things and screw them in. All right, be right back. So all I've done at this point is strip back the wire, put it through the hole of the red piece here, and then screwed that onto here, and it's not going anywhere. Sorry for those with vertigo. Anyway, now I'm going to put this end over the blue wire up there and screw that end into it, and we should be good. Come back and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so that's what it looks like. The cap has gone around the blue wire. I've screwed the red wire, or the red middle piece, onto it, and it's pierced the wire. I'll come back and put some electrical tape on that, clean it up. So now let's test. Do we have voltage when we put the reverse lights on? Let me grab that, and we'll come right back. Peeled back the positive wire just to verify we've got power. Oh, I came disconnected. Hang on. Feed it back through. Let's see if we got some power. Hard to do this one-handed, YouTubers. So we have voltage. So that's a good sign. The other side should have voltage too, because they're coupled together underneath. I got my ground going here. So next thing would be to hook up the lights. Anyway, you know this can't be done one-handed. I'll be right back. So I made the connections, and there we are. Lights are on. I just got to button up the mirror cover and put back in the door panel with the pieces, and job done. I will take some of it tonight outside in the dark, so that way you guys can see the difference. All right, YouTubers, so it's the evening time. See what these puddle lights look like. There you go. The mirrors are folded in. See this side. It's like the champ. Oops. I dig it. I like light. I like to be able to see and be seen. Damn it. All right, YouTubers, so that's the result of the project. If you like the video, like the video.